What's up? I'm Ozzy. I lost 100 pounds twice. The second time, I got much leaner and got visible abs. I've been able to keep it off for the last 2 years now. Today, I wanted to talk about why, for fat loss and staying lean, portion control is kind of overrated. Like, I'm not saying it completely doesn't matter, but however, I believe two things that matter much more is ingredient choice and your cooking method. So I believe this matters much more and isn't talked about enough for, well, a couple reasons. It matters much more to me because of this. If you, let's use chicken as an example, right? If, let's say, the same ingredient, chicken, right? We'll say grilled chicken and fried chicken, right? Let's say you have 500 calories to work with. It's the same ingredient, however, the cooking method is different. For grilled chicken, you can use much less oil. You can even use spray oil, what I would recommend. Versus fried chicken, it's literally taking an oil bath, right? You have 500 calories to work with. You'd be able to have much more grilled chicken than fried chicken for that same calorie amount, and you would get much more protein from the grilled one because, yeah, you didn't just give it an oil bath. The extra protein and food volume will keep you full for longer on fewer calories because those are the main things that tells your stomach that you're full. Like amount of protein in the food, as well as like how big or how much volume it takes up. Like in my YouTube shorts, I do a lot of the food comparisons and I'll even put the grams or the food weight just to show how much more volume that it is because sometimes it's hard to tell. But your stomach has stretch receptors. So food that takes up more volume in it will tell your brain, okay, I'm more full, we're good, even if it's food that's lower calorie. The amount of fiber in the food matters as well, but you get the general idea. So this principle I just mentioned is behind every single recipe that I share on my YouTube shorts and in my aesthetic cookbook, link in channel bio. This is why I'm such a believer in smart swaps and smarter cooking methods. Because when you do that, you can have all of your favorite foods, for the most part, for significantly lower calories and higher protein. Basically giving you higher nutritional return on investment is what I call it. Because, okay, you need to hit your daily protein goal when you're trying to unlock your aesthetic physique, right? And in the process of hitting your daily protein goal while eating lower calorically dense foods, you can, one, eat a lot more of it, which kind of solves the portion control part. Because if you nail the ingredient choice and you nail the cooking method, right, you'll be able to have bigger portions of that same food. And honestly, you can do it while still having it taste good. And it just makes the whole process of getting lean or unlocking aesthetics, much easier. I believe one of the best examples of this, in my opinion, I'd say probably my best recipe is my low calorie, high protein crab and bacon mac and cheese. I genuinely believe I have the best low calorie, high protein mac and cheese online. The recipe for it is on my YouTube shorts, and I also made a comparison for it showing how many more calories, not how many more calories, showing how much more you could have of it for the same amount of calories versus like Chick-fil-A or other restaurant ones out there. Also in my YouTube shorts. I'll pin both videos at the end of this one. But yeah, basically understanding this concept made it much easier for me to make this an overall lifestyle, which is my goal for anyone that's watching this or that joins my fitness coaching, anything like that. That's my end goal. I'm living proof that you can get in the best shape of your life without eating bland food or living in the gym. Also, while we're on the topic, I believe a related topic to this is my definition of junk food. So, most people, from what I've seen, define junk food as food that they think tastes good or is indulgent, but I don't believe that's a really useful or helpful definition. My definition of junk food is this. So, look at your calories as like a budget, basically, right? Your calories are a budget. And with that understanding, I consider junk food that gives you little to no nutritional return for the amount of calories that you have to spend to eat it. Foods that are higher in protein, higher in fiber, low calorically dense are foods I would not consider junk food, even if they're like any of the recipes I share, for example, because those foods, you can eat more of it, you'll actually be satiated and full after, and it'll also help you hit your protein goal, which helps you stay full, but also helps you with keeping and building muscle. And a lot of the time, Like, yes, tossing your fruits and veggies to make sure you get your micronutrients as well. But basically, those foods, you get much more nutritional return on investment versus if you were to have something like, say, crumble cookie. I'm always down to dunk on crumble cookie. 1,000+ calories in a cookie should be a crime, in my opinion. Because you're okay, you have that cookie, that's great. You basically just had a fat and sugar bomb, right? While I'm not for necessarily demonizing certain foods, like I said, I'm more for making smarter versions, or I'm a believer in calorie banking. So if it's really worth it to you, sure, save the calories for it. But you get no satiety. You basically just gave it 1,000 calories of your day, right? 1,000 calories, no protein, so there's no satiety from it, no fiber. It doesn't like you basically got no return on investment. I mean, I'm sure it'll probably taste good, but you get the idea why I would classify that as junk food. But yeah, using my understanding of this concept has definitely made it much easier for me to have just much more control over my body composition. I believe another good example of the idea of the concept, I mentioned grilled chicken versus fried chicken. Let me use this one because I feel like this is more relatable and just an underrated part of the concept itself. Wings. So if you've seen my wings recipe in my shorts, so mine is like 900 calories, 84 grams of protein for 10 of the wings. You eat that, you're gonna be full, right? Versus if you were to then get the same kind of wings outside, it'll be, I believe, what is it? I mentioned it in a much older one, but it will be like way more calories, like 1,500. And you basically are put in the position that you can either get that same amount of protein, but eat ridiculously more calories to do so, or you would have to, for the same 900 calories, just eat much less wings. And then on top of that, not hit your protein. And then on top of that, you're still going to be hungry after. And one of the biggest differences is it's the same ingredient, right? It's wings, but is the cooking method. When I make my wings, I use spray oil and I air fry it, get the same taste and texture that I want. Versus outside, it's going to be deep fried. And for those of you who don't know, basically, protein, 4 calories per gram, carbs, 4 calories per gram, fat, 9 calories per gram. And that adds up insanely fast. Now, I'm not sitting here to say like fat is the devil or all of that, but you need to be aware. Because like you need some fat for hormonal health, yes. But overall, that's just something that's overrated and most people don't know about. If you're not aware of these things, it's very easy to see why you're not maybe in the shape that you want to be, or why you're eating more calories than you think because of just not knowing that. But yeah, this is something that I'm a big believer in, and that was a major game changer for me. And the deeper I understood this concept, and the better and better I got at applying it, because I knew how to cook way before I ever got into fitness. The better it made not just my physique, but my overall life. Like I turned 30 in like what, 2 weeks, but I have more energy right now, like both physically, mental energy, mental clarity, all of that, than I did at any other point in my life. Late teens, early 20s, it doesn't even compare. And I believe, hell, I'd say from my experience, I know that if you're not in shape, you are not your best self. And if you're not your best self, you cannot live your best life. And until you fix that, you will suffer from that gap. Now, if you want to work with me to unlock your best physique and unlock your best overall life, link in channel bio, book a call, set a consultation, and see how I can help you the best. Other than that, have a blessed day.